Hey everyone, this is Bridget, and today we're going to be talking about how to handle friends and family that maybe just don't get you. Maybe it's because you've had your spiritual awakening, maybe because you eat different, maybe you have different beliefs, whatever it is on like a very practical level, especially as we're getting into the fall and getting to Thanksgiving and Christmas and all this stuff. How do we go about this once we have changed? It's a really important conversation because it's really real and day to day, right? So this is what we're going to be getting into. I recommend going and watching How to Stop Caring About What People Think About You. That's kind of prerequisite, an important piece. So I suggest going and watching that and then coming back and watching this. So first and foremost, I get it. I totally understand. I was definitely like a black sheep, very different than specifically my family, who was all LDS and I wasn't. And in many ways, my friends too. I always was kind of different. And so how did I go about handling this, and what are some of the tools that we can go about to work with this? So one of the things that comes up is you have changed. You also need to still express yourself, but at the same time you don't want to like push them away, or there's like these triggering situations or whatever it is. So let's go into all the different dynamics. You incarnated into a certain family dynamic, a certain place, a certain culture for certain reasons, in many ways to heal whatever that kind of field is, but also to participate so that you can understand more of the human experience, because many people have triggering dynamics with their families specifically, and by being different. But one of the reasons that you're different is because that's one of the things you're meant to do in the family. Now, meant to do versus meant to be is a really important indicator and distinguishing factor here, because we often feel, and there's this certain stage of, especially like awakening or certain beliefs or about the world or the system or things that come up, and we have these realizations, or we have these awakenings, or we get these this information or whatever it is, and we want to share it because maybe our friends or family are asleep, and we're like, come on, don't you understand? And kind of jostle them into this same vibration or the same awareness that we have. And this, it's a desire, and it's a good desire because we're passionate about change. But the thing is the family or friends might not want to change. And that's something that they have the free will to decide. So we have to use our empathic ability and truly tune in and put the greater good of the all above ourself needing to be heard or understood, to tune in and say, is this friend or family member open to receiving this bit of information, this frequency, this download, whatever it is that I have to give? Now, this is so important, not only because of the free will of the other, but when you've probably been in the situation, I've done it a million times, is you are so passionate and you want to maybe be this catalyst of change or kind of get them to understand, but that automatically creates resistance if they're not open. So if they're not receptive, what that will actually do is shut them down more. And now we're in a really big predicament, because the next time, a holiday comes around, or the next time you see them, they're actually more close to you rather than receptive. So when we're going to pursue this idea of expressing these maybe new insights or who we are, we have to make sure that the other side is ready and receptive to hear it. Now, it's kind of funny because, I talk about this stuff a lot, as you can see, but oftentimes with friends and family, I don't actually talk about any of this. I talk about them. I actually put on my listening self and my receptivity and my love and my compassion, and I meet them more in that place. So that's one of the things that we can do. So rather than doing, it's more about being. It's about being the vibration. It's about being that change within our own selves and being the change in interacting with other people. Because we might have these certain ideas or beliefs or new frequencies, and it's like, okay, well then let's own it. Let's show it. But showing doesn't have to always be through the verbalization or stuffing down the throat to the other. It can be just through the emanation, which is truly what is the full embodiment of it, the emanation of love, the emanation of compassion, the emanation of really being receptive and listening to where they're at and what they may need at that certain level or whatever they're going through. And that will be the fastest way, once they feel that field of love and acceptance of them, then they can reciprocate that back to you and be more open to you. So this idea of people not getting you is because we don't get them. And so where can we meet them at? And knowing that where they're at is perfect for wherever they are in their own stage of evolution. They might not need this crazy, like higher concept. They might need some stability. They might need something else. And Patrick's been getting into a lot of this with spiral dynamics and Ken Wilber's work, and seeing actually where the people are at and then speaking to them on that level and that frequency can actually be the most helpful, the most healing, the most spiritual thing to do, is really to love and to listen. So there is this idea of maintaining and honoring and being solid and sovereign in your own beliefs and your own energy and your own choices. And that's always very important. I mean, I was raised vegetarian in a very non-vegetarian world. And at that time, we'd go to Thanksgiving and we would be odd and different. And not only in just that one category, but the thing is we didn't impose that on anyone else. We would bring dishes to make sure that we could eat them, and then we would make it fun so that it was like a fun thing rather than an imposition on them or making them feel bad that they're not doing that. And so still maintaining, say, in that action, like my need or my desire to be this certain way and act in this certain way, but again, not expecting or imposing anything on anyone else. And that's actually really hard to do. And so we have to just work at this, bit by bit. And this can also go for beliefs. You might be in like a political situation, debate, or of some certain topic. You can say what you believe, but just keeping that field of neutrality where it doesn't need to be what anyone else needs to believe. It's just stating who you are. The expression of who you are then has come to the surface and been expressed so that it is available for others to retrieve and accept if they shall want, but it is not imposed. So this idea is very delicate, and in this triggering moment, and especially many different family dynamics and stuff, we just have to understand that sometimes people aren't going to get us, and to be okay with that. And truly, once we are okay with that, they often start to get us. And this has happened to me time and time again, with like my brother or with my mom. Brother thinking I'm kooky, my mom, not quite wanting to do certain spiritual things, and I'm like, hey, this would be really helpful if we did this ancestral work together. And at the beginning, I was more like an evangelist, which is what we all really don't want anyways, coming on to us. And it was blocks, it was walls. And now everything, because I don't care, and also because I hold them in a space of love and see their infinity, they've actually started to move and shift and be open to all these different things and be really like kind and connected to me, because I'm kind and connected. So it's really like, do unto others as you would like done unto you. These very simple philosophies, but they're super profound. We have blood family, and then we have soul family, right? And blood family is that lineage, is that certain mom and dad and family that we're born into, especially because it probably has things that we need to learn to understand more of this human dynamic, or things we need to heal or complete. So that's usually with something correlated with the blood family. But then there's the soul family, the people that we totally resonate with, that get us, that we feel comfortable with, that we can be our true selves. So it's really about finding that soul family, because it's one thing to say like, okay, I don't care what other people think. It's okay if, no one gets me in like my blood family or whatever. But you do have to have your support team. Like, you do have to have friends and soul family who have your back, who are on the same wavelength of support. And I still hear this, that you guys feel like you're on your own and that there's no one else out there like you. And it's just so false. It's ridiculous. There's so many people like you. Like, look at the numbers on YouTube. There's like thousands of people. There's millions of people all around the world that's into this. So there's a friend for you out there, and there's soul family out there for you. So go find, different workshops, different meditation groups, retreats, whatever it is, so that you can find those kindred spirits that you can be on the same wavelength with, so that energy, that expression, that passion for change or whatever you're into can actually flow. And so then when you're like, okay, finally at the dinner table with the family or old friends, you don't have to express yourself that intensely, because you've already let it out. It's already flowing, it's already moving, it's already working. And so you can just be in that place of love and compassion with those friends and family. So I really recommend diving into and actually going and finding these new friends that are aligned with your new self. And at the same time, it's very important to still stay somewhat connected to, say, old friends or people with different perspectives or family that brings up trigger, that brings up your shadow, that brings up shit. Because when you're with these new friends that you're all on the same wavelength and stuff, it can be kind of an escapism of the different things that need to be worked out, that need to be felt and come up and move in our daily relational experiences. So having enough support so that you feel expressed and included and loved, and then at the same time remaining in that space of like, okay, I'm going back in, with my family, but going in at a higher level, and going in with more love and compassion. So it's this ebb and flow, and remembering that you are the 5 people that you're around the most. So who are those people in your proximity? Because you will become more like them. And there is a certain point in certain friendship, and there's this whole friendships can last for, a day or a lifetime or a season, that whole thing. And that is true because we're ever evolving. And so certain dynamics, certain amazing things that you wanted to create or be friends about together, change, and then it doesn't fit, it doesn't resonate anymore. So it's okay to let go of those old relationships and move into new ones, and it's also okay to keep them. And it's about really clarifying what your definition of friendship and family is. Is friendship someone that you've been friends with forever? Is it time that determines a relationship? Or is it someone that's resonant with you? Or is it someone that is supportive of your highest good, of the direction that you're going? So really clarifying what friendship means to you and seeing if that new definition aligns with those people in your life, so that you can have these new people that are of the new vibration. And at the same time, those old friends may know more about you and be able to help support on this other kind of level. So a lot of this is also visioning who you want in your life, what kind of relationships you want, what kind of friendships you want, and actually imagining them. And what are the qualities? What would you want them to bring out in you? What would you want to be able to express and give back to them? And actually feel what that is, write that out and define that. Go seek out these certain relationships and these people so that you can make a really amazing tight inner circle that helps you expand, that helps you grow, that pushes you in really positive ways. So if things have changed and it's no longer relevant for you to be with a certain friend, to hang out with them or whatever, you don't have to go up to them and be like, you know what, you're no longer my vibration or something like that. All you need to do is be yourself. All you need to do is express that. And not like this bold imposition like we talked about, but in this sovereign place where you do express it and you say, this is what I believe, this is how I want to live, this is my vision of where I'm going. And you feel that and you say that. And if it doesn't resonate any longer, that person will be like, okay, see ya. And it'll just gradually take its course. And you guys can talk about that. But it's this energy of the law of repulsion where you're no longer of the same frequency. So that's an easy way to do it. There are times where certain family members that are just toxic and they're not healthy to be around. There are those moments. And so in that way, you can take yourself and extract yourself from that dynamic, from that field and that situation, so that you can get in your own energy and figure out what you are, who you want to be, build up your strength, because it might be so, intense or triggering in that way. So definitely take your time and space from those people that kind of are draining and stuff, and don't make it as much of a proximity. And then when you're ready, you can reapproach it, and you can reapproach them with love. But again, always making sure that you're taken care of, and then when you're full enough, going back and stepping into it. So these are the suggestions, some of the things that have helped me on working and playing with people that might not get me, or I might not get, or just different, but somehow connected through blood or old friendships. And so I hope that this has been really helpful for you. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. You can sign up for my email list, daily updates on Instagram, and you can donate to my video creation through Patreon as well. I really appreciate all of your support, and I'll see you next week with another video.